Yo, 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 yo. This is perfect. Right on time. Man, I've been doing a good job with that lately. Right on time. Ladies and gentlemen, how we feeling? I ain't gonna lie. Didn't expect a chapter to come out today. Thought it definitely dropped tomorrow or either later or early tomorrow morning. Yo, Beyond Counseling and Wellness, 37, 3. Yo, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, my guy. Yo, Froob said, assemble. Vulture, what's happening? Cliff, what's happening? Sorry, Friday. Yeah. I didn't expect the chapter to come out. I'm not gonna lie. Queen Slayer, 30 months. Assemble. Yeah. So the next chapter come out. After it came out, I was like, all right, we can wait till tomorrow. We can just get to it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, let's just get to it. Yo, Kaleb, no. Yo, Kaleb with the 5 gift. Appreciate you, Kaleb. Appreciate you, my guy. The chapter's on the site, the main site. BCT. Just got to Godcaster episode 12. What was episode 12? Wait. Is episode 12 the creepy one? No. Is that the creepy one? With the yeah? Yeah, shout out to Kalel again with the $2 super chat. Yeah, appreciate you, Kalel. Oh yeah. That was a creepy episode. A great episode, but man, that was a chilling episode. I didn't expect them to do assault or show it in the manner that they did. But boy. Yeah, it's yeah, it's on the site. It's there. Nah, facts, Jacob. This is not, listen, this is old school. This is old school where chapters used to come out randomly, but used to come out like early in the morning. Wednesday mornings, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday mornings. It used to drop and you just wait up. We used to just wait up, and when the chapter dropped, boom, we go live right away. And then have a discussion in the midst of a live reaction. The boys jump in, we just talk till morning, and then we all be tired going to work. But now we had like a pretty decent schedule, but it seems it's becoming a bit more a bit more inconsistent, I guess. Either Friday, either late Thursday or Friday. Yo, what's up, Loner? Yes, Wednesdays. Yep, Wednesdays. And then we had like a Friday. It started coming out Fridays. It was Tuesdays at one point too. Then Thursdays. It would switch depending on, who was translating. Yeah, the Giant Minis days, Manga Panda, Manga Stream. You know. But what's been going on? Godcaster been hitting. I tried to give One Punch Man a chance. I really tried to give One Punch Man a chance, and I'm gonna still watch the season, but Queen Slayer, I'm actually starting that this weekend. This weekend I'm starting Pluribus, and Welcome to Derry. One Punch Man is just not good. It's just not good. It's just not good. The mangas are great, but it's just the anime this season is just not good, and it sucks. It sucks that it's come to this, No, hey, Aether, I am reading the manga. You know what I'm saying? I am reading the manga. So the manga is amazing. The art is fantastic. I think that's what makes it so sad. I do have a bold statement. I have a bold statement to make. I want to say that, and again, I haven't watched Rurouni Kenshin in a while. I think Demon Slayer does a decent job. But when it comes to swordsmanship, there are few manga that does it and has done it as well as Kagurabachi. Okay? When I say Kagurabachi, I've gotten to a spot in Kagurabachi where genuinely what they do with swordsmanship is so peak. It's so well thought out. It's so fleshed out. I am on chapter 96. I'm about to read chapter 96 of Kagurabachi. When I say they get in their bag, they get in their bag, bro. It is, listen, I say this. If you care about swordsmanship, I mean, like, if you really care about swordsmanship, read Kagurabachi. Like, it's bro. If the right studio gets this, it's out of here. It's out of here. It's out of here. It's out of here. But again, swordsmanship just done so well. Different types, different forms, different styles, different abilities. Love Kagurabachi right now. Love it. Of course, Sakamoto. Sakamoto's on a run. I had said Sakamoto had my like favorite stretch of choreography or hands like 2 weeks ago. I think Kagurabachi has surpassed it. Either surpassed it or it's really, or they're on par. That's how good. That's how good. What studio? I mean, it's some bias, but I mean, I think my go-to is always MattB, especially for Kagurabachi. But you know, it's all good. Either way, we got through our 10 minutes of yap. Let's get to the chapter. One Piece chapter 1166. I did see something though. I did see something. Somebody sent it to me about the official color of Rox D. Zebek's hair. Okay? Not sure how many of y'all have seen it. If you don't want to know, you can mute for 10 seconds. But I'm going to talk about it for more than 10 seconds, so it don't even matter. His hair is blue, man. His hair is blue. So, I don't know if this is confirmation about Buggy and Buggy being his son, or if Oda is intentionally trolling us. We got to see the official color for his mom. I believe we saw a coloring back then, but she was an old woman, so that's interesting. But wow, Rox with blue hair. Buggy got to be either Oda's trolling us, or you know, One of them situations. Would be interesting, though. Would be interesting. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. But One Piece 1166, I heard this is going to be a pretty, a slower chapter than the recent chapters we've gotten. But I don't mind the slow chapters. Oda knows how to cook up in slow chapters. Maybe not as explosive as some of the other ones, but yeah, Kaleb, we kind of already guessed the hair color. I mean, yeah. But you know, it's different once it's confirmed. You know what I'm saying? But let's go. One Piece chapter 1166. I don't see the title, but okay. Cover art. A color spread. Okay. I don't want to be biased, all right? I don't want to be biased against this color spread because it's a decent spread. First thing we do, we always compare Nami and Robin. No Robin. But we got Yamato and Shinobu. I don't know. It's cool. I say this. I'm trying not to hold any bias against it because of it's just Wano. It's just like why we keep going back to Wano characters. I don't know. I don't know. It's not because I hate Wano. I just feel like we just keep, you know. But a cool spread. The tally of the cover spread between Nami and Robin. From what I remember, Robin is up. She's important. We got to deal with it. I mean, I get it. Yamato is really important. It's just people love Wano because the anime. I mean, Wano anime is great. No question. Wano anime is great. Great. I did see something recently, y'all. It might be cursed, but there is a channel that does AI One Piece arcs as like a documentary type thing. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it. I watched a little bit of it. I can't lie, I watched a little bit of it and I was like, this isn't bad. I was like, this isn't bad. This is problematic. This isn't that bad. It was actually pretty decent. But I was like, we're not watching too much of this. But I did watch a little bit. It was in the same vein of like the Pokemon National Geographic thing, which I just saw. They did a Mewtwo one, which is fantastic. Great. That's great shit. It's whack when Yamato joins the crew because she will. She's going to overshadow the Unk Trio more than they already are. I don't think Yamato ever joins the crew. Personally, I don't think she does. I think she's going to be a part of the fight, like some major fights, but I don't think it's ever going to be an official Yamato is joining the crew. I don't think so. I just don't think she fits. I think she fits as a traveler because she's so green. I think she'd be a great person to travel with the crew because even explaining things to her would make sense. Right? But I can't see Yamato joining the crew. At this point, no. All right, let's do it. The aftermath of the battle. Nice. It's not over. Nice. All right. Did they really break the curse? Oh, they're not. Come on, stay alive. This island is... Oh, shit. Wait, somebody said, why is Tama blue? It's like, it should be purple. It should be purple. It's like a bluish purple, but it should be more purple than that. It should be purple. Okay. Damn it, it's too late, Roger. Garp, run. You can't die here. Wait, why is he saying that? What do you know, Rox? Oh, yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to say. Thanks for stopping me. No way! Damn, that's how he dies? I mean, I like the efficiency. I respect it. Yo, let's get the job done, but damn. I guess we know why Garling is a champion of God Valley. He killed Rox Dizabek. Damn. I guess One Piece is crazy, right? Because perspective-wise, he's gonna go around and say, "Yo, I killed Rox Dizabek." He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's almost like Blackbeard killing Whitebeard in Marineford. Not wrong. But like, Jesus. I don't hate it, right? I don't hate it, and like, I'm not gonna lie. I understand why you would do something like that. I mean, you can't help, you play who's in front of you, but okay. How's Rox? Okay, this is Scopper and Rayleigh. You're worrying about the enemy? I'm your enemy too. Rayleigh, tell me what happened to Rox. He was killed. How the fuck? I guess they fought off the others. The death is lackluster, but I guess because of how Rox was built up, how grandiose Oda had built up the character, I expected the death to be somewhat as grandiose. Not quite Whitebeard, right? But something memorable. But I understand, like, shit. But we don't see that. Okay, hold up. I don't like this. I don't like this because we ain't see the slash. We ain't see it. And I don't like that. Oh, see, Oda? Hey, I'm just saying, don't rule it out. Okay? Don't rule it out. Now, I think I expected a greater death because, again, it's flashback. Typically, the flashback deaths, they kind of go hard. The flashback deaths, they hit. Now, Oda did try to clean it up, add a little sauce, saying, thanks for stopping me. Right? Unmoved. I'm unmoved by it. I'm unmoved by it. Um, it's like a very weak variant to "Thanks for loving me," and you know, Roxy Zabek might indeed be alive. We cannot rule out that possibility because Oda did the thing where he off screens the cut or the death, and you gotta keep it in there now because we don't see the death. Which, to be fair, I did not expect to see the death of Roxy Zabek. I expected it to be ambiguous from the beginning. Secondly, was no smiling when a D was dying. So if I had to give a percentage of Rox being alive, now it's because of how he died, I'm saying like 30%. It's a 30% chance Roxy Zabek is alive. In some capacity. In some capacity. I find it hard to believe. Like, because why not even show it? You know? They say he's smiling. Is he? Ah. It's perfectly unceremonious. I don't know about perfectly unceremonious, but you know, they got a job done. Okay, hurry, island's collapsing. Don't let the pirates escape. Roger's ship is on the move. Fire! This event would leave no mark on the pages of history. The crumbling island was swallowed by the waves and consumed by fog, like curtains closing on the grand stage. That was the essence of the God Valley incident. The silence in the incident's wake lasted only a moment before a massive bolt of lightning split the heavens, and with that, the curtain rose for new tales to unfold. And we see just a montage of Garp recovering, Roger recovering, Whitebeard staring off into the distance, Big Mom. I think I don't know how I feel about the bow so far, right? I don't know how I feel about the bow of how Oda's wrapping it up. We're getting a serve from Rocks by the start of the war that faces Sun. Yo, by the way, you might be right. I don't understand why the lightning is being mentioned here before a massive bolt of lightning split the heavens. Like, why does that matter? But, a lot of times in One Piece, we don't understand what things mean until they mean something. I gotta say that right now the bow doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. Feels okay. Feels okay. Feels okay. Feels like, and it's my bias because I like Rocks, and I feel like Rocks has been this larger than life character, and you know, you would like for it to be complete in a grandiose way because of how Oda went about building him up in a grandiose way. But as someone said, it might be the perfect end for someone like Rocks, because Rocks wasn't the best person, but it's fine. I DY, he said y'all tripping. I think what we got to do, right? What we have to do is give people the room and the grace to feel how they feel. It's not necessarily about logic. I think a lot of people understand logically this makes sense. The curse is broken, Rox is laying there, Garling stabs him. It makes sense. It's about how you feel about the moment, right? I think people are open to feeling how they want to feel. And sometimes people can't help how they feel, you know? How do you compare it to Odin's wrap up? I mean, Odin's wrap up was okay, Odin died. He got shot. Well, he got shot by Kaido after being in the oil, holding up his yeah, I think Odin's moment was phenomenal. I didn't like how he got killed in the middle of conversation. But here's the thing. And why something like this could be good and not bad. And why I don't mind it the more I think about it. I'm like this. I'm okay when things don't work out. I'm okay when somebody doesn't achieve their dream. Because guess what? Most people in life don't achieve their dreams. So even if somebody makes a declaration, I'm going to be king of the pirates, and they fail, tough shit. So in essence, with Odin getting shot in the middle of his speech, hey man, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get your shit off here. Sorry, right? With Rocks, and as grandiose as he lived his life, it's no guarantee that you're going to die the death that you want. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like nothing is guaranteed in this life. And so I think in our heads and in our minds and how we feel, we wanted Rocks to go out in a certain way. But shit just don't always work out the way we want it to. Now, some may say it's a story. It's supposed to make you feel a certain way. But this isn't the end of the story, right? So I'm okay with it. I'm actually okay with it. And quite frankly, maybe we were getting too ahead of ourselves, right? We started to treat Rocks like the main character. You know, this frustration, I think, is intentional, right? I think it's intentional a little bit. And there's some vagueness to this ending too, right? I think even God Valley in general, it's a lot of unanswered questions that it's bugging me. It's bugging me. I think you know what? I think in all, God Valley, it's made me uncomfortable. Right? Made me uncomfortable. And I need some answers. Which could be what Oda's going for. Right? So we'll see. Still, hold it in. Just wait till Roger's up. Come on, Captain. I'm dying to open up the treasure chest. Roger, sorry to worry you guys. Yeah, we're thrilled. More importantly, check it out. Wait, so how long was he asleep? Don't you care about me at all? Is that Garp? Wow. No, who? Oh, no, that's Roger. I'm tripping. I'm like, what the hell? Roger, sorry to worry you guys. Shocky's safe and sound. Yo, I'm like, Garp, what the hell? No. Okay. Shocky's happy. Right? Really's like, yeah. She at home now. And we scored a ton of treasure to boot. What a great haul. These niggas just want to open the Christmas gifts. Really won. I mean, if you think about who won in God Valley, really won. Wah. Huh? It's coming from that chest. There's something in there. Open it carefully. Huh? A baby? Rock's Pirates wiped out. Predictably, news coverage was falsified. Only one aspect of the story was highlighted. The heroism of Garp. It says the Rock's Pirates have been vanquished. Rocks is dead. I knew it. Vice Admiral Garp is the strongest. He's a hero. What the hell is this article? Vice Admiral Garp, I can't wait to get my hands on that Morgan's fella. Relax, Garp. He only wrote that stuff because the government paid him off. The world government and the Marines are massive organizations. If you count the member nations' armies, we're talking about tens of millions of soldiers worldwide. It's impossible to account for everyone's actions and motivations. So if the top brass ever do strike me as insane, I'd simply turn a blind eye to it. Come again? It's just like I said. You're just another promotion-chasing fool. Shut up. Woo! What good can you do barking from the bottom of the cliff? Spit! Respectfully. All right. These are different ideals. Leo, I knew you like that Sengoku line. Hey. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the reality of the situation. Right? They're all turning a blind eye to it. He's just straightforward with his. There's no... Like, he's not bullshitting. You see what I'm saying? He's saying, yo, at the end of the day, whatever happens, I'm going to turn a blind eye to it. Right? But that's part of it. That's part of the game. For Garp is, of course, on his high horse, saying you're just another promotion-chasing fool. But Garp is doing the same thing. Now, you can justify it by saying you're protecting rank and file, but you guys are both fighting the same fight. Sengoku's just being more realistic about it. Now, Garp and his morals, they're somewhat childlike. And the reason why Sengoku's approach is the more realistic approach is that he can do good whilst turning a blind eye, because Sengoku's sense of justice has already been revealed, right? That's already there. It's already out there how he approaches justice. But at the end of the day, like somebody said about Garp before, saying, yo, we know who Garp is. We've seen Garp and the decisions he's made. We've seen Sengoku, right? We've seen situations like him and Corazon and him and Law. He's not a bad guy, but he's not going to act like he's the best guy, right? I think more exposition, like we should lean into this, right? What we should do is lean into this conversation. This is a battle of differentiating ideals, right? Let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation. Let's go deeper. Let's stay here for a little bit. So you're not quitting then, Garp? Idiot. There's still things at the bottom of the cliff that need a guard dog. I think this is the frustrating part. This is the frustrating part. Because it's just like, bro. This is frustrating. This is so frustrating. This is so frustrating, bro. Because we have gold in front of us. We have gold, literal gold in front of us, and Oda isn't expounding. They're just doing we don't have to say what we have to say. We're just going to know what we have to do as men. Talk about it. Like, if there's somebody at the bottom of the establishment and there's somebody at the top of the establishment, why not work together for a plan to figure out how we can help the establishment? Why do this talk around each other thing, understanding that we're both not bad people, but it's like, well, we're just going to go about things our own way. Like, here's the thing. I think Garp trying to cultivate more people like Aokiji and Kobe and the Marines to change it. But here's the thing. From what we've seen of Garp, with Aokiji, he wasn't even interested in training him initially. Right? It's not like Garp was going around and handpicking, initially at least, the people he would like to train. He was just going about his day. So, Hinabi said protecting them doesn't mean he has to train them. I think, here's the thing with Garp, right? It's a lot of believing the character and having foresight, right? Without seeing the entire picture. So this is my hypothesis. Garp, boom. He's going about it, being the Marine that he is, living his life the way he wants to. I think he's influencing people unintentionally, by the way. I don't think he's going about it trying to influence. I think he's just being himself, right? And protecting the rank and file. Again, a very vague statement, but I think he's just doing what he can. But through this, he's inspiring a lot of Marines. Now, I'm sure there are hella Marines like, Garp, can I be your underling? No. Garp, can I? No. Garp, can I come with you? No. Right? Because Garp is inspiring them. Now, there are a few people that, oh, Garp, can I train with you? No. Aokiji, because of his rank, he doesn't give up, and he keeps going. Now, the thing is, Garp over time, we've seen change, right? Where he then went and picked out someone like Kobe. Handpicked Kobe, right? So Garp, in a way, he tried to make clones of himself through Ace and Luffy, where I think that's part of the beauty of Garp, and also the issue is that Garp, everybody isn't going to be like you. Everybody doesn't want to be like you. I think no. I read that to myself. I'm sorry. He says, if you ever stray and get corrupted, I'll kill you myself. Which is a very which is a very feel good about myself statement, because based on what Sengoku is saying, based on your way of thinking, Garp, he's already corrupted. Right or wrong? Yo, if the higher ups do something that I think they're losing their mind, I'm going to just turn a blind eye to it. But he knows for Sengoku, right? He knows Sengoku is a good guy. Sengoku's a good guy. But Sengoku's a realist. Because either we're leaving or we're turning a blind eye. Which one is it? Right? Which one is it? Since Sengoku is more corrupted than Garp will ever be, I think there's some people that tries to they try to put on a front as if they're better than the person next to them because they disagree with the powers that be. However, they're still supporting the powers that be by being a part of certain organizations. Sengoku's just accepting it. So is Garp wrong, though? He protected Kobe, and in turn, he's going to change the Marines. He has done... That's the thing, Brent. It's been a progression for Garp, but in some ways, it has been almost how it feels to me. How it feels to me with Garp, things have worked out, but it was... How things worked out was not his intention. Okay? How things have worked out is not his intention. I think for Garp, he's searching and he picks out people who he sees having a strong sense of justice. Right? But I don't think he got to that point until after Ace. I think that situation had to happen for him to get there. Right? So I don't think Sengoku's wrong. Per se. I think it's a piece of shit thing to say. But I don't think Garp's wrong. Per se. I just wish we had more. I just wish they would just like talk, go a bit deeper, right? I just wish we went a bit deeper where it wasn't as much assumptions, but I think that's part of the beauty as well, right? Where like now we know where they end up, so now it's like, what was the path? Because they're still relatively cool today, right? Says my thing, Brago, Oda's rushing these conversations, which to be honest is never getting explored again. These tough conversations is like, I think, what I enjoy. Let me read what Sengoku said again. The world government and Marines are massive organizations. If you count the member nations' armies, we're talking about tens of millions of soldiers worldwide. It's impossible to account for everyone's actions and motivations. So if the top brass ever do strike me as insane, I'd simply turn a blind eye to it. I'm trying to find the correlation. I think it's easy to point to Sengoku, be like, you're a piece of shit, and look at Garp and be like, see, man, Garp is such a good guy. But they're doing the same things. One could argue Sengoku was a bit more intentional with what he had with Corazon. Like I said, we just need more from their story arcs. But for Sengoku, he doesn't strike us as the worst guy. So Corazon doesn't make up for the evil Sengoku's wrought. Kobe doesn't make up for the evil that Garp has wrought. Right? Okay. In a way where it's like Garp is not responsible for all these atrocities, but by staying a part of the organization, knowing, and here's the thing. Garp saw it. He saw it firsthand. And he's like, yeah. But that's my point. It applies to every Marine. That's what I'm saying. It's like everything that even Sengoku does also falls on Garp. Not falls on him as far as the blame, but you're not automatically absolved. And again, I don't think this is a blame game, but I think the situation is, how are we going to do, or what are we going to do with the resources we have? Right? And I think what we're doing here is, how are these two bringing about change? Sengoku is directly responsible for the slaughter of people. Right? Where that's something Garp would never do. But Garp knows about this with Sengoku. But then nothing happens from Garp. So at the end of the day, it's, what are we doing? I think here's the easy and lazy answer. Right? Here's the easy and very lazy answer. Garp is a good Marine. Sengoku's a bad Marine. We should all root for Garp. We should all hate Sengoku. But I think that's not the point of the chapter. Right? I think the point of the chapter is to show perspectives and how they're both approaching the world and the organization. I think more people are okay with being Garp in life than more people are okay with being Sengoku in life. Even though we're in the same race. Okay. Albaf, New World. You again? I ain't letting you on my ship. How many times I gotta tell you, Pipsqueak? You think I want to brat on my crew? Is he crying? What is this? The guy I want ain't give me the time of day, but a snot-nosed brat won't leave me alone. Hey, Rox, I think you're Nika. Nika? What the fuck? Nika? The warrior of liberation who will destroy the world while laughing. Destroy it? I'll make me to be the king of the world. Besides, if anyone's got that sort of power, it's Harold. Huh? Listen up, Loki. Somewhere out there, the Galera are slumbering. They're an outrageous band of ravagers. And the only one who can put them back into play is your pops. I'm going to continue to rally the rogues of the world. So just imagine if Harold and I teamed up. Who could possibly stop us then? Wow, that's awesome. So why aren't you and Pops allies already? Because of love. But I'm going to come back again and again. I don't care if it takes 100 or 200 meetings. Well, I think why I love One Piece is like, if you ask Harold the same question as to why he's not allied with Rocks, he would not say love. Bro, perspectives matter. They matter. That in Rocks' mind, yeah, the reason why is just love, bro. That's the only reason. Bro, it's so much deeper than that. It's way more than that. You know? Man. This is dope though. This is dope. I think what we got to do though is understand that I don't think there's a right and wrong answer here. I think it's just perspectives. I don't think if somebody feels the need to say Sengoku's right or Garp is right, or they agree with Garp's perspective or Sengoku's perspective, I'm not going to call them an idiot, because again, it's just their approaches to things. Right? Cuz I think again, we read so many stories that we sometimes have this idealistic, optimistic, unrealistic view of how things work. Because in general, right, Kobe carries on Garp's will and becomes a Marine. Not a Marine. He becomes an admiral, fleet admiral, whatever. How much do y'all think the Marines are going to change? Individuals are still going to have their own sense of justice. We're still going to have good Marines, mid-Marines, and bad Marines. Think about what Sengoku just said. The Marines are a massive organization. A massive organization. Member nations, armies, tens of millions of soldiers worldwide. The Marines are not going to be destroyed. Mr. Cass, the Marines are still going to remain. The world government will be destroyed, but the Marines will remain, right? And at the end of the day, Kobe can have as much influence as he wants. Kobe, Fujitora, Smoke, all this, right? There's still going to be corruption within the Marines. I've met a ton of great cops, right? A ton of great cops. I've met cops pretty high up in the force. You would think to be good men, good people. We know how we feel about that in general. So with any large organization, Kobe's going to have some influence. But he's not going to change all these niggas. He's not going to... just because Kobe is the fleet admiral, whatever the fuck, there's still going to be hella Marines like, I don't give a fuck what this nigga talking about. That's cool. There's still going to be Marines taking payment under the table. There's still going to be Marines that's like doing shit to civilians. At the end of the day, there's only so much influence one person can have. So even with people saying, well, Garp is bringing Kobe, that's going to change it's going to be better. Well, people going to people. Like John just said, people going to people. So it's Clyde said with a system as corrupt as the cops, there's simply no good cop. That concept doesn't work. It's just good people that work as cops. The distinction matters. But Clyde, then you got to keep the same energy with Garp. You got to keep the same energy with Garp. If that's how you feel about cops, that's how you got to feel about Garp. Sweet Lime Juice joined family. Appreciate you, my guy. Naruto's going to save the world. Like, again, I think peace is like that. The peace that Kobe brings about, again, I don't know how far One Piece is going to go. It's temporary. The peace. Because we don't know how it's going to be handled. No, but the thing is, Clyde, I don't think you're absolving Garp of anything, but I think you're looking at Sengoku as a much worse human being, when I think you can look at them both on the same level based off of what's actually being done. My conclusion is, feel how you feel about these characters. I think it's intentional to have us have this debate about who's good and who's bad. That's the story of One Piece, right? What is justice, right? One thing I know for a fact is that Sengoku's actions helped bring down a very, very powerful potential pirate that could have caused way more damage to the world. But the thing is, sometimes you can't stop the wheel, right? Sometimes you can't stop the wheel. So how can I control the wheel? I think, in general, what the Marines are will never, ever be good. It will never be good, no matter who's at the helm. It doesn't matter who is at the helm, because of inherently what they're trying to do and how the story has been introduced to us, they will never be forgiven. People will always look at the Marines as the bad guys. But it's a great chapter so far. Amazing chapter so far. I just wish Oda would go deeper. I just wish Oda would just try to avoid these conversations. Like, I think this is so most people don't see Marines as bad guys. Ooh. Most, like, okay, people in the One Piece world, I'm talking, are readers. Because I would say most readers see the Marines as the bad guys. And inverse, that depends. That depends on where you are. That literally depends on where you've lived. Because for a lot of civilians, the Marines have been despicable. Right? The tribute, even some Marines have been like corrupt. I think in general, you can't ask the people. If it was an anonymous vote, I don't think the Marines would be voted very positively at all. I think, and again, I don't like bringing One Piece to real life too much, because I feel like some people blur the lines and they start using One Piece in ways that I don't think it should be used. However, let's bring it to our world, the real world. If there was a vote about how people viewed cops. Anonymous vote. How do we think that would go? But again, I think it depends on your circumstance, where you were raised, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people probably don't think shit. That's another thing, Bees. A lot of people probably don't even think about this shit. And then what their response will be based off of is the majority. Or friends, associates. Right? Where it's like, wait, what do y'all think about the cops? Do y'all think the cops good or bad to you? Good? Bad? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's hard to I agree with you guys where it's like it's hard to call someone say it's a good apple on a rotten tree. But essentially that's what a lot of people do with Garp. They kind of separate him and pull him out of it because they're like, well, he means well. Right? Like, well, he means well. That's the good one. That's the good one within the bunch. We keep Garp separate. You know? But I don't think Garp is bad, but I don't think he's completely absolved. You know? But I trust him. If I had to trust, like, certain Marines within the organization, there's certain Marines that I trust. Right? Even gray characters like Momonga. Right? I trust him. Smoker, obviously. Trust him. Hina, trust her. Bruce, Kobe. Right? I trust them. But saying they're good with the organization being what it is, difficult, right? Difficult. It's a vicious assault. King Harold of Elbath is on a certain island. Have any civilians been harmed? No. He attacked another giant, some thug. It's quite a brutal scene. Sob. You still don't get it. I understand. I'm really sorry. I'll never steal from humans again. You don't get it. None of you do. Huge trash heaps like you are responsible for the terrors in our race's history, and that's why we can't be trusted. Harold, you're so simple-minded, man. But in certain things, it's just like you're like a child. Harold. I'm not saying what this giant did was right. Okay? I'm not saying what this giant is doing by stealing from humans is okay. Right? But, deadass, if I asked y'all, right, back then, how many giants do you think humans have killed? In general. Do we think it's just one-sided? That giants were just evil to humans? It was just one-sided? We only desire to peacefully engage with the world now, but they can't trust that. So Harold probably knows his history better than we, the readers. Here's the issue. There's no way for Harold to know that. Right? There's no way for Harold to know that. What I'm saying is giants can cause more terror on humans. Basically, individually giant per giant. But at the end of the day, humans run the world. History is dictated by the winner. Humans. which is, it's interesting because M, whatever the fuck M is, it's tough. I'm not saying that so you're looking at Harold's story as him being an idiot. Oda is clearly showing us no, 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 no. It's not about whether or not Harold's an idiot. I think he's just being too simple minded. I think it's a cause and effect. Now, I'm not saying that giants are innocent, but what I'm saying is I don't think humans are innocent either. So Oda's not thinking right in this that Harold is an idiot. Um, how I look at Oda's writing now is that Oda is thinking a bunch of things when he's writing. Right? I think Oda's thinking a bunch of reasons why a character would act a certain way, and that's why he writes it, as opposed to like one perspective. Your Highness, he's already out cold. I didn't want to jeopardize Elbaf's chances of joining the world government. That was my only reason for not helping him. I forsook my closest friend as he begged me for aid. I left him to die. There's no turning back now. I will never ever forgive a giant who does evil. So who holds all the cards? It doesn't matter who was right and wrong. I don't know, because the giants had their own country that basically was their own territory, but humans ran the rest of the world. So I don't think it was as one-sided as we think. Javon, 5 gifted. Yeah, I appreciate you, Javon. There's no turning back now. I will never ever forgive a giant who does evil. I understand his plight. It was a no-win situation with rocks. Uh, Eric says, LF needs trade and peace to survive. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Harold. I don't know how to feel about Harold. Uh, he has like great intentions, right? He has great intentions. Um, but just not enough guidance. He just doesn't have the guidance to figure it out. And so he's just leaning on what he knows and what he feels. And honestly, like in situations like this, emotions should not be at the forefront. And he's letting his emotions control him. I think I like flawed characters like this because shit, man. We're all fucked up and we're all flawed and we make the wrong decisions at the wrong times. And sometimes we make a decision and it's like it's not necessarily the wrong decision. We just wish we made the other decision because we know how this one played out. Where it's like, well, if I made the other decision, would my friend still be alive? Which I don't think he made the wrong decision necessarily by not helping Rocks. But is this the right decision? I don't know, because you end up being controlled and you basically gave everything to the world government. You gave your country to the world government at the end of the day. So you end up dying. Giant King loses it. Oh, shit. They threw him in jail? Dragon actually went back? Dad, I'm going to quit the Marines. K? And you, I despise you. K? And then he gives him the key. I fucking. You know why this is frustrating? You know this is frustrating? Because I feel like I know what Garp is feeling. It's almost like when he was with the Don, right? Where we understand what Garp is feeling, but he's not saying it. Right? He's not expressing it. So it's like for Garp, he understands why Dragon feels that when he's like, you know what? I deserve that. I deserve that. That's what K or yeah means. I deserve that. You have a right to feel that way. And I'll accept that burden because I know what I have to protect. It's like there's nothing to say, but there's everything to say. And I'm sure, like, I'll speak for me. In this situation, I don't think Dragon actually despises Garp. He was trying to incite some conversation and some emotion. He doesn't despise his dad. Like I said, for me, I trust Garp. The fact that he gave him the key, he understood it. Right? But for Dragon, he's like, yo, give me something. I despise you. Okay, here's the key. You don't got nothing to say? Which, again, there's probably an evolution to this conversation and this relationship because we know Garp says he talks to Dragon now. Mr. Cat said, but this scene means everything. We don't need a novel, man. See, that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, that's not the point. That's not even the point. Right? It's this situation, and obviously, it's a lot to say. Obviously, this would be an amazing conversation. I'm not saying I need a conversation here, but it's like we can spitball and think about what could be better or what they would say to each other. Because I think this is an interaction where a lot's being said without anything being said. But this is Garp, which one may say this is a toxic trait, right? Where Garp is just like, I'll accept it. Where we've seen a pattern of behavior from Garp at this point. Where even in the midst of it, Garp is willing to accept the blame, the responsibility, without even giving an explanation, even though he has legitimate reasons for why things are the way they are. It's like Garp is willing to be the villain in everybody's story while being the good guy for others. But the thing is, because he does good things, good being, well, good to the person where it's like, well, he gave him the key. So it's like, I'm still helping my kid, but it's like, Dad, like, can we talk about why though? Jerron said, be mad at Garp, but not mad at Dragon for spinning the block for Ginny is wild. Jerron, don't fuck with me right now. Did you basically say Garp is Endeavor? Yes. Garp is constantly trying to atone for his decisions to stick with this organization. So whatever bad comes to him, whatever blame comes to him, he's going to accept it because he feels like he deserves it. Versus, I feel like we definitely get a conversation about this in the Dragon flashback where Dragon actually understands why Garp does what he does. I agree. I 1000% agree that we're going to get a conversation, Burston. It's just frustrating because this is Garp. No. I'm not saying Garp is as bad as Endeavor. I'm talking about from Endeavor's atonement arc. That's who Garp has been. Where, again, we trust Garp. Garp is clearly... Here's the thing. The fact that there was no pushback from Garp means that he agrees with Dragon. He understands. He's like, I get it, bro. You're not wrong. But I don't agree with your decision, though. Right? I don't want you to leave the organization, but I understand why you got to leave the organization. And here you go. I got you in. I'm going to get you out. I trust Garp. He's a good man. He's an honorable man. Horrible communicator. Right? Horrible. But for a man like this, sometimes you just got to read. No. Most times you got to read between the lines because much isn't going to be said. However, you know for a fact, if there's one person that you can always trust, it's Garp. I trust Garp. Man, this has been a phenomenal chapter. What the fuck? But it has been that way because of a lot not being said. But I respect him, man. I respect him and I trust him. The conversation is going to happen, Jets. I think the conversation is going to happen where they talk about what happened and why their paths went different ways. We did see Garp's conversation with Aokiji and Kuzan, but even then, I think Garp was looking at it from his perspective, not even understanding what Kuzan was trying to do. Because, which is interesting though, because Dragon leaves to be a revolutionary, which I don't think Garp knows what Dragon is going to do. He just thinks he wants to leave. Kuzan leaves and joins Blackbeard, and Garp is, why are you leaving? So I'm gonna go back. I gotta go back. Epicness, I agree. Implicit storytelling is fantastic, right? But I think what the frustrating thing is for Garp's character, there is a lot of meat left on the bone, and I'm hoping that we get there with it, because, and here's the apprehension for a lot of people, right? The apprehension for a lot of people is there are a lot of characters where there are things that should have been said that were never said, and we'll never see these characters again. And so you're a bit apprehensive when you think about, it's implicit, we'll get it later, hopefully. But I do love this interaction. I really, really like this interaction because, again, it kind of gives us more with Garp. This is like who? Like Kaido and Yamato. Kaido mentioned to Yamato, like, hey, you don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Kaido said that to Yamato. So I'm like, okay, Kaido. We'll get some more where Kaido explains to Yamato the reasons or the thought process behind what he's doing. He called Yamato naive, not understanding. So it's just like, okay. We never get another conversation between them. So, man, this is great. Shout out to Smoke. 300. Yo, Smokey, I appreciate you, my guy. I did not even see. She said, nah. What more is there from Garp? What more is there to want from Garp? He told us why he wouldn't relieve the Marines, and had he not freed Dragon, the Revolutionary Army would not exist. What more do you want from me? He's not leaving the Marines. Garp is not slanderable and one of the best written characters in One Piece. Smoke, I appreciate you, my G. I appreciate you. I don't, and I agree with you. I don't think Garp should ever be slandered. I think Garp should be criticized, though. I think Garp should be held accountable, though. And here's the thing. In this moment, there are many forms of Garp, right? He is the law. He's Dragon's superior. He's also Dragon's father. Clearly, we know what trumped everything in this moment. Which is interesting. Right? Because he went and he gave Dragon the key. So Garp, in his mind, he feels like Dragon's a good man. Dragon has done everything I've asked of him, and this is what he was rewarded with. You deserve to be free because you didn't do anything wrong on God Valley. You did everything you were supposed to do, which is Garp's Nindo. Garp did the same thing with Ace and said, nah, nigga. I gave you those opportunities and you didn't take them. It is consistent. It is consistent. Shank's definitely a rat. His dad was Rat King. Yo, relax. Garb knew he'd do good his own way. Yeah, I think Dragon did a lot of good. Said didn't give Ace the key, though. I don't think Ace deserved the key. And I don't think it's about blood or whatever. I don't think Ace deserved the key. Listen, Dragon did what Garp wanted him to do. He became a Marine, and he got thrown into a situation where it's like, what the hell? Ace did the opposite. But then he was salty when he died. Emotions. And then Garp did give him a leeway. He just didn't give him the key. He gave him a chance. He just didn't give him the key. He's like, I can't do that. I can't give you the key, but I'm going to give you a chance. Fuck, Garp is a great character. I just wish this nigga spoke more, but I understand it. I think he's part of him being great is because he's not as dialogue heavy and he's just such a straight shooter, right? Garp didn't save Ace because he respected his choice to become a pirate. He gave Ace a tough lesson, and Luffy, I'm your enemy is what he told Luffy. Yeah, he was like, Luffy, I'm your enemy. But he also told Luffy, of course I want to be liked. I'm your grandfather. Of course I want my grandson to like me. Right? So, like, I don't know. Garp is human, bro. That's the best way I can sum Garp up is Garp is human. Like, I love that man. Guess I'm gonna say it now. Garp is firmly in my top 10 One Piece characters. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. No, well, I think whoa. Hold on. I think there's two different lists, right? There's the objective list and there's the favorites list. He's now on my favorites list. He's top 1 objectively. See what I'm saying? He's now on my favorites list in my top 10. But he's top 1 objectively. No, he's not one of my favorites. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think he's a better character than Dofi. I think he's a better character than Dofi. Yep. So Brago Sengoku's trash, but maybe it's a Buddha fruit that steers his logic this way. These zones, especially mythical zones, have a will of their own. So what about Katakuri? As far as objective, you know what? You know why it's difficult to put Katakuri in the top 10 best written One Piece characters? It's because shit don't make sense. every time I go back and I read him asking Luffy to come back and kill and defeat Big Mom, I'm like, fucking. It literally grinds my gears. I don't think I've ever said that publicly, but that shit just. It just feels. It feels like it was shoehorned in to give Luffy a moment. It just feels so weird. They say he wants to be free. Okay, he's a conqueror. Free yourself, grown-ass nigga. Ugh. I hate that moment so much. I'm not going to lie. That's why I can't put Katakuri in my top 10, objectively. But yeah. They said, how you going to free himself from a bigger conqueror? I think that's part of the issue, though, right? I think if you look at somebody as a bigger conqueror, you'll never overcome them. It's kind of like this. If we're all boxers, right? And it's like, let's say we're all heavyweights. And it's like, yo, how I'm going to beat that bigger boxer? He's bigger and better than me. How I'm going to beat him? Then you become better. And here's the thing. It's not about killing your mom, necessarily. It's about usurping her. It's about usurping her. But the thing is, to usurp her, you got to get better. You got to be better, be stronger. And the thing is, here's the thing. You say it's going to separate the family. Bro, y'all got to understand, Big Mom was the biggest issue in Whole Cake Island. She was the backbone of the system, but she was also the biggest problem holding them back. The system is built on Big Mom. That's why you retool the system. You change the narrative. I'm sure a lot of siblings, granted, I guarantee you more siblings would be with Katakuri than not with Katakuri. There would be like 90% with Katakuri. Big Mom was rampaging damn near every week. So Cat isn't that guy. He just isn't that level. I think that's the thing where it's just like he's not that level because he doesn't believe he's that level. In One Piece, it's about belief. I agree with you. He's not that guy. He's not on that level, but it's about his belief in himself. He has the tools. He has the lineage. He has the strength. It's just the belief. And he's been in that bubble and okay with being beneath Big Mom this entire time, so he's going to stay there. He hasn't thought about being beyond that. So how can he be? Shit, we didn't finish the chapter. Oh, well, we got a lot of chapter left. Why y'all got me? Harold, I've made up my mind, Ida. Elder Gyro, I don't care about appearances anymore. Harridan, Loki, you are both my precious sons. I want you to get along when I'm gone. Where's this nigga going? And do what you can to support Elbaf. That ship's from Elbaf. What? My apologies, King Harold. But my superiors have ordered me not to let you land. High-ranking Marines and leaders of the world government, I ask that you please hear me out. Allow me to atone for the sins of the past 1,000 years. I apologize for every wrong the giant race has committed. The children of Velbath are being raised to live without harming others, so that one day they may walk hand in hand with humanity. And I do all this to prove our unwavering support and commitment to peace. I'll do whatever it takes to atone for our sins. What the fuck? Checkmate. Checkmate. Emu was like, got him. We got him. Emu was like, told you, Rocks. I told you this nigga was desperate. Harold. He walked up to the front door, broke his horns, is like, take me, master. Let me atone for the sins of the giants. I'll be the slave, master. I'm raising my country to not be violent. We gonna work with you, master, but we don't want to be bad giants no more. We gonna be some good giants for you. Emu's like, fine. Fine. We'll take you. I don't know if this is noble. I don't know if this is neurodivergent. I don't know. I really don't know how to view this because we know how it ends up. So I'm looking at it from a different prism altogether, right? I already know where this goes. And we know what the world government is. We know it's at the top of the world. So it's just like, you're just giving your country to Emu. Eric says, another woman making her man soft to sell out his country. Classic Oda, nasty man. I mean, hey, women are our greatest weakness, Eric. I'm sure you can agree to that. But this isn't on Ida, though. This isn't just on Ida. I think Ida gave him perspective, and Harold ran with it. Right? Ida gave him perspective on like how giants should act. Ida was basically like, don't be assholes. Right? Ida was like, don't be an asshole. Just be good people. And Harold was like, you're right. We deserve to be slaves. We've been so terrible to humans throughout history. We deserve to be slaves. At least I deserve to be a slave. I need to atone for our sins. Ida's like, that's not what I said, Harold. Harold, that's not what I'm saying, Harold. Harold, what I'm saying is just be good. I'm not saying you got to go and atone for every single giant. You know how much giant? Bro, they're going to capture your ass, put you under the jail, and then they're going to be a giant tomorrow that's going to kill a human. They're going to be like, I don't give a fuck about that nigga Harold, man. That nigga don't speak for me. Harold doesn't say he deserves to be a slave. He says that if that's what it takes for the perception of giants to change in the eyes of the world, he'll do it. In other words, he feels like he deserves to be a slave. Because, Clyde, realistically, how could this change how giants are viewed to the world? No. Giants joining the world government would help how they're viewed. Right? But you becoming a slave just, I think, it confirms how they felt about you. It then tells them, yes, these big motherfuckers need to be controlled. We can't have them running around unsupervised. These big niggas need a master. Harold is trying to speed run how an entire race is being perceived. It is just naivete. Wait, who are his advisors? Where are the wise men in Elbath? Who is crew? Who is telling him what? Yo, Smoke says Harold is Samuel L. Jackson character in Django. He said he's not speedrunning. He's been at it for how long? No, but Clyde, when you think about an entire race and how long, let's say, giants have been viewed negatively in the public eye. Harold been out here for what, 100 years? That's not going to change shit. Because here it is. A lot of the humans that he changed the perspective of, right? A lot of these niggas probably dead. So it's like, you gotta do it again. You gotta do it again. But that's the thing. You gotta let it happen. You can't go be their slave. You gotta join the world government organically. Here's one thing I say, right? Nah, facts. Facts. As far as the marriage, as far as his wife, I think even when whoever they told Loki to go live with, it was just yeah. They put him with his uncle that hated him. Harold needs a new like brain trust, but it's too late now. Look at Emu. Ela, is there a light at the end of this tunnel? Like what? Emu's like, oh, got him. I don't think Harold. I'm not mad at people defending Harold because he doesn't have bad intentions. He means well. He's a good man. He's a great man. Great king, just misguided. And he doesn't understand what he's up against. He just doesn't understand what he's up against. Like I think he thinks that he has like, he's expecting himself out of other people. When like, bro, at the end of the day, they don't look at you as an equal. You're a giant. Right? Your people cause problems. You're hard to control. You're already big. No, we don't trust y'all. We probably never will. So, sorry. That's just the truth. I know that's your dream, but shit, nigga, dreams don't come true every day, B. I don't want to say this is my favorite chapter of God Valley so far, but it's up there. It might be, just because of the conversation around it. But man, it's up there. It's up there. It's one of those. But I don't think it's gonna get the love that it should, but it's one of those for me. It's one of those. Very insightful chapter. Does a lot without saying a lot. It has you wanting more. No break next week. Smoke said Emu was rubbing his hands. Emu was rubbing his hands together when he heard Harold say slave. Emu diabolical. Harold's a dummy. No, Emu was like, huh? What'd you say? You said slave? Ah, well, if you insist. If you insist. Silver King said Harold deals a bad hand to the world government at some point, so we need to wait and see. His story isn't over yet. Silver King, you're right. At some point, Harold realizes that he's getting, how do I put this in a more PG-13 way? That he's getting handled, and Harold tries to stick it to them in his own way. Now, what way is that? You know, we'll see, but he does something that sticks it to the world government. Are we getting out of flashback in 2025? I don't see it. Maybe okay, because we're getting eerily close to, again, Christmas. You know, Christmas time. Oh, we be going on to every other week type. I don't think we get out of flashback before 2026, y'all. I think we gonna leave 2026 in flashback. Or leave 2025 in flashback. Leave 2026 in flashback. It's crazy. We're going to go into 2026 in a flashback. Which I'm not mad at. The flashback's been fire. I am desperately trying to avoid seeing Pop Green Star as long as possible. So keep it going. Yo, if you want to go into Ida's flashback, you know what I'm saying? If you want to double down and go into Shanks' flashback, like, let me know. Whatever you want to do, Oda, I'm cool. Like, whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. I think that chapter be Harold and Shanks and 1168 be the Loki Harold fight. Oda's been taking his time with it, though. So I don't think he's in a rush. I don't think he's in a rush to kind of get back to the strides. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with whatever. Like, we don't got to deal with the Pop Greens. Harold said, I already prepared them, guys. Yo, Morning Star, Harold deadass did say that. He's like, yo, I already queued him up to go. He said, I got the kids. I got everybody queued up for what you need, master. Right? Oh. Harold said, they're already buck broken, master. You don't need to do nothing but just go up there and get them. Based on the chapter, how long do you think the Warrior Central flashback will be? I think we got like, okay, Harold get through his flashback, some Loki stuff. We have at least 5 more chapters here. I think we got 5 more chapters. Yo, Emu was like, yo, this nigga's so dumb. And Emu told Rox that, then they killed Rox. And now, yo, I wouldn't be surprised if Emu got Rox on ice and he go and talk to him every day. Like, nigga, I told y'all, niggas. I told y'all. He took him Harold's horns. Like, nigga, I told y'all. I got your mans. Yeah, the niggas you be hanging with. Yeah. He just barely keeping this nigga alive. Just to flex. Like, nigga, I thought you was spinning. Oh, my bad. Maybe not this generation. Maybe your reincarnation or some shit. Cause you not going anywhere. Oh God. This nigga got Harold's horns in his flower room. That's like his coat rack. Mo says we at least seeing Harold and Mary Joa. Harold's betrayal, his blunder, Domi Reversi, Harold versus Loki, Loki's rampage, Loki and Lola, Loki versus Shanks. Yeah, that's why I said at least 5 chapters. Loki versus Shanks, I think it'll be interesting to see. But you know, if we see Loki versus Shanks, you guys know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a big clap. Ooh, here's hockey. Ooh, here's hockey. We go away from it. You know. Yeah. Voice Century in 20 chapters is crazy. We got about 35 chapters a year. Yeah, I mean it is crazy, but if Masaimu wanted to happen, it's gonna happen, Clyde. It's gonna happen. I like Harold as a character though. Again, I don't view this dog shit. I think decisions are decisions. We just deal with them and grow with them. Harold just made some bad decisions with great intentions, trying to get himself out of other people, and that's how you can't approach the world, or you're gonna get fucked. I'm not Ray J says, or RJ says, if Harold has no haters, I'm dead. I understand why people hate Harold. I definitely get it. But somebody that should be getting more hate, or people should be talking about, is Bogart. The person that saved Garp was not even his right-hand man. It was a pirate, man. What is going on, man? Yo, Jets says, it's easy to judge Harold with hindsight. Exactly, Jets. I agree. It's very easy to judge him. We know where it ends up. We know what happens. We know where it goes. So we're like, stupid. Just go away rocks and destroy the world. And then the world will view you as a better giant. Wait. That doesn't make any sense. See, like, it's... Yeah, I don't know. Bogart, Yo! That's a fact. Bogart, for whatever reason, gets more respect than Sengoku, and this nigga don't do nothing. He don't do nothing. No, Gabbana really stopped garling him. Yo, if Oda just pigeonholes Bogart into the anime, and he's fighting with them, fighting against Garling and Salmers. Bogart, like, who is he? They say he's a trivia character. Facts. Yo, who's the man with that hat that's always with Garp but never do shit? I don't know. Who is he? I didn't even know he had a name. Bogart was actually out in the field while Sengoku's polishing shoes for his next rank up. Until I see Bogart go against a nigga like Shiki and walk out with the dub, I don't want to hear shit about Bogart. He's a cover story character. You know me? He's somebody he's a filler character. He's like the numbers. He's like, well, Garp need a right hand man. Let me Bogart. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. At this point, I think Bogart is a pirate, and he's just there to sabotage Garp. Because what the fuck? You never seen the sword out? He just holding it like he king in one punch. No, dead ass, yo. Like, he probably even got a real sword. This nigga probably got a plastic sword. He probably not that cold, yo. I already just said Bogart doesn't do anything. What have we seen Sengoku do? We seen Sengoku go out and put hands on Shiki, bro. We seen that. Bro. At least we got niggas mentioning Shiki like, yo, Shiki be outside, yo. If it's not Garp or Shiki, I don't want him. That's confirmation that Shiki been outside. Bogart, we don't even, like, at this point, here's what I'm starting to think. You know, sometimes they got movies, right? Where there's a character that's talking to another character, and then by the end of the show or the movie, they're like, oh, that character wasn't real. It was just a figment of his imagination. That's what I'm starting to think Bogart is that. I'm starting to think Bogart isn't a real person. Bogart is just who Garp wishes he was if he didn't make all the decisions that he made. Like, y'all niggas seen, like, Shutter Island and You, and, like, this thing, he's just a figment of his imagination. All right. I don't know. At this point. At this point. Shika's been outside. I don't know about that Sengoku fella though. Well, Shiki put that nigga inside, bro. He put that nigga inside. Bogart got a binding vow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this nigga Bogart. Amazing chapter. Like, genuinely amazing chapter for me. I think amazing chapter for us. I think I really enjoyed the conversation from this chapter. Very insightful. I think it's inspiring me to go read up again some more Garp stuff. But Extras Notice has really got his title from Dark Town. Please stop. Imagine Bogart gets a full fight scene in the live action. He probably will. He's a live action character. Trotter. He says, your Braga, thoughts on Oda's art this arc? I think it's consistent. I think it's been fine. Right? I think in general Oda's art, because even going back and reading previous One Piece, Oda's art was less clutter. Right? I think Oda's art is amazing. Right? I think it's refined, it's polished. He understands what he wants to do in every panel. So I would never, it's rare where we look at the art and there's a complaint from me when it comes to the art. There's a few chapters, like a chapter that didn't get finished and shit like that. But for the most part, One Piece art is hella consistent, hella great. So I think in general, art has been fantastic. And we've gotten some amazing spreads during the flashback too. And I think the character designs for a lot of the young cats, the young legends, great. So, no. So Bogart was fighting Bluebell. Trust, bro. Bogart was fighting Bluebell, Barbell, Sunbell. He's fighting all of them at one time. Shout out to Morningstar. Epicness says, if Kuma is a noble for slave for Bonnie, so is Harold. Oh, so Kuma becoming a slave for Bonnie, so is Harold. That's different. One could have been avoided. Bonnie was gonna die, bro. Archer says Fraud Goku was simply posing for the pick to get a promotion from the top brass. We know Garp handled Cheeky by himself. All right. This propaganda is nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. Sweet Lime Juice says, watch Ninku. Look up the Sakuga straight hands. Ninku? Okay. So, Ninku. I will check it out. Brock, I missed the beginning. How do you feel about Zebek being the only D to die without a smile? Nice. I think it might be a situation where Zebek is not dead. But if he's the only D to die without a smile, there got to be a reason for it. We'll see, but I don't think he might survive. Now, son, Kuma didn't offer of anyone but himself as a slave. Yeah, trying to pull Kuma into this. Trying to pigeonhole Kuma into this is crazy. Watch One Punch Man anime is good. I've watched the One Punch Man anime, and it's below average. So, yeah. But, guys, I appreciate you for pulling up. It was random. It was late, but we still pulled up, had a great time. Discussion tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to like the stream while you're here. Subscribe to the channel. Have no fear. You guys have a great evening. So yeah, discussion tomorrow night. We got some stuff to talk about. For sure. Peace out, family.